Hi, here I have an oil lamp that I received it today. At beginning it was okay, it was like this. The top part was a bit tilted, so I tried to straighten it. I applied too much force on the top section and unfortunately I broke the neck of it and now I have this one. There were also some other defects in this oil lamp. For example, this part is bent, also there are some bent on the stand and the handle is not straight. So today I'm gonna make an attempt to repair this oil lamp. For your information, in Netherlands, these type of oil lamp they called snotneus, or something like this. And as you can see, it has a really good nose here. Okay, let's try to repair this. Okay, so as the first part, I'm gonna straighten the handle. I'm gonna just apply a little bit of force and see whether I can straighten it or not. Yeah, I think the handle is now straightened and it's good. So this part is done. So to fix this part is a little bit difficult. At first I thought maybe I can put a screwdriver. Obviously I do not want to do like this because I will break the other side. I have to put a screwdriver and I pull it upward, but I push it upward, but of course that is too tight, so I cannot actually bend it like that. So maybe now what I'm going to do, I'm going to heat this part a bit. Maybe it's softened, then hopefully I can apply a little bit of pressure and straighten it. I couldn't actually bend this outward. So I'm going to accept that these two defects will be there. I cannot do anything with it. So now the next step is that I'm going to make this part round. Now I want to make this part circular such that the lid can fit into this. At this moment it cannot fit. It's not very much visible. But what I'm going to do, I will use a piece of cloth actually to wrap around this plier to avoid scratch this piece of pewter. And now what we can do is actually, maybe it's too much, but what we can do is that actually we can capture this and bend it gradually. So we have to do gradually to avoid any unnecessary deformation. Of course, these are not the best solution, but I do not have too much equipment here and I'm not a repairman, pewter repairman. Just bought these things, trying to have a piece of beautiful oil lamp in my home. I have actually many of them. But even this one that is broken should be fixed. I don't like to have something. Oh, there are some bent here. Don't know whether I created them or that was there. So I have already fixed it a little bit, but it's not sufficient. Or maybe it is sufficient. So now this one actually goes inside. So now I assume this is already okay. It's not the best fix, but it worked a bit actually. A bit like that. I cannot bend it, but now the lid fit into this very well. Also I have to fix this top part. It's a little bit bent, so I'm going to do that one. So now maybe it's slightly better. Not as good as it can be, but it's now a little bit better. Okay, so we have straightened the handle. These two bends, I could not do anything at this moment. Also, we have made this part more or less circular, so now the lid fits into this. Now the last step is to solder the top to this stand. Now that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to cover this part with a piece of cloth to avoid further scratch, because I want to hold it with this alligator clip. So then this one has to hold this one in place. Go a bit down, maybe here. Let's say now this is good. I don't know how much stable is that. But let's say right now that one is good, and I'm going to solder this section. Alright, so now I'm going to solder these two together. I turn on my soldering iron, and recently I also bought one of these set of creme brulee, and inside this set actually there is a blue torch, which is very useful for this application because it has a very narrow flame, and I can easily heat the corner of this oil lamp and basically only concentrate the heat on the location where I want to solder. Now I actually hold this one like this, such that I can solder the back side of this. Okay, so I'm done with the soldering. As you can see, the oil lamp now stands on its own foot. And let me show you the quality of the solder. As you can see, it's okay, it's not very good, but considering that I am not a professional, this is acceptable. Now I'm going to clean this oil lamp and put a wick inside it, and then I will turn it on. Outside at this moment we have a lot of rain and wind, so when I turn it on, hopefully I will get some energy from this oil lamp. Now I'm going to add some wick into this. This is a wick which I bought from AliExpress. I'm going to cut a piece of it and use it. Okay, so now I have the wick inside it. Now the oil lamp more or less looks like an oil lamp. I'm gonna add some ethanol into this and then I will turn it on. Don't want to add too much because I'm gonna only turn it on for a few minutes maybe. So I have to wait a bit until the ethanol diffuses through this and comes to here, and then I can turn it on. Okay, so to make it faster, I tilt it a bit. Alright, so now our oil lamp is ready to turn on. Wow, this is nice flame.